So, hi everyone, I've just got back from school. I'm absolutely knackered from doing a load of running in PE, and I come home to find this. Now, I am going to put up a review today, hopefully, one of this, and two of my 45XX, which I filmed Saturday, the Saturday previously. So, now I haven't opened this yet, so I got this from Rails of Sheffield for a good price. It is a standard 4MT, and it's a blue ribbon branch line engine from Bachmann. I got it from Rails of Sheffield for a good price. Now these normally go from 70 to 117. I think I've seen the highest for brand new, and I got this one for £58, which I think's pretty good. Because Rails of Sheffield, if you don't know, it's an eBay site and you can actually get engines for a good price. Now, if you're going on eBay to get an engine, then it normally means that you're quite desperate and you want it cheaper. So there were a load of other people bidding on this and I managed to get it to £58. So yeah, so there's, oh good god, there is the Gumph from the normal stuff, so the guarantee, the Bachmann Collectors Club, which I am in, as you probably might not know, because I have put a video, well actually you probably might know because I have put a video up. Then these are going to be, yeah, the parts. I hope you like my new camera anyway, everyone. So let's have a look at the front of this. Now this isn't going to be the engine because I believe 80,000 or 80000 is the original one, like the prototype version, like 7500. Is it? 7500 is the first standard 4MT with the tender, I believe. So what's on the back? Just detailing. Introduced originally in 1951, the Class 4 264Ts were the most numerous of all standard tank locomotives, a total of 155 being constructed over a 6-year period. Out of the total number, 130 were built at Brighton Works, with the remaining coming from Derby and Doncaster. Numbered in the 80,000 series, the British Railway Standard Design owes its ancestry to, yeah, my brain's frazzled, I'm very sorry. Ancestry, I believe that is, yeah, to the basically similar locomotives developed for the LMS by Stanier and Fairburn. So they're on about the Fairburn 4MT basically. So you are going to join me with seeing this for the first time. So let's... God, this is heavy. It might be from all the packaging, or it might be the actual plane itself. Wow, this is packed well. Oh my god. Wow. That's beautiful. Sprung buffers? Yeah. Oh, that one doesn't seem to be sprung. That one's must have been broken. This is second hand. Now let's see if this is the one. Nope. Oh well. Oh wow. Okay, that's beautiful. Quite large. Right, so I'm going to go put this on charge and I'll get back with the review. Okay, bye for a second. So, hi. It is the day after me filming that first little segment, and as you can tell, I was very, very excited about this model. Now, I am still very happy with this model. I still love it. Every little detail. I mean, it is probably one of the most detailed models I own. Actually, I think it is probably the most detailed model I own. And it is a beautiful model, and I think that the weathering wasn't done at the factory where the models would have been made, because I think it has got streaking and it does look more hand kind of weathered. And also, I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. You probably can't, but sorry for knocking the camera. It is slightly wonky, the number, so obviously it has been renumbered. And it's been done fine. I mean, it took me quite a while to actually notice that, but I could just see like a little square around where it's been weathered. So he's either weathered it first and then renumbered it and then weathered over the top of that, or he's put it over the top and then there's still a bit of resin that's caused... I don't know. I've never renumbered anything, so... But the reason I haven't didn't continue the review on the day was because I just had so many headaches with this model. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have second radius curved track. That is the other track that I have, to put it simply, is first radius. So that is the more... Most trains that I buy will more than likely have more of an easier time going around the second radius than the first. So, this one, I don't know where I read it up on, but this apparently said that the standard 4MT could go around second radius curves. Now, people who do second radius curves, there are many different... I can see there being different types of second radius curve. There's the one which is probably in starter sets, and then there's the flexi track second radius curve, which is second radius curve that you probably do yourself. And he probably had that kind, or it was just a mistype and he meant to put third radius. But I've just moved close to the camera. This bit, this section here, that white bit there is not weathering that I've done from steam pistons and whatever. That is super glue. So's that bit there. And there's a bit back there. That is all super glue from where that bit has come off. Now that is a bit, I don't know where that is. Where is it? Oh, it's gone now. Anyway, there was a bit that actually goes behind here and it's extra detailing for it. Not like stuff that you have to glue on yourself, but it's made to make it look more piped, like that. So there's obviously lots and lots of pipes there. It's just to make it look more like that. And that bit had come off. So then I put it on the track, and the back wheel kept catching on the ladder that's here, which isn't there anymore. That is the ladder on the side that it'd normally be running, and then that's the other side with no ladder. And as you can tell, I'm not overly pleased that I've had to do that, and it's still not working fantastically. It still stretches around my layout. So yeah, I thought I'd just explain to you that first, but I will go on as if none of that's happened, and I will go on with my review. So anyway, as normal with Bachmann products, the livery has been applied very nicely. It's quite crisp, even for one of the older models, as you can tell, with all the lining, and even the late British Rail crest. Let's see if you focus on that. Oh, there we go. Zoom a bit more. No. You focus on that. There we go. So, as you can tell, that is done very nicely, and it's very crisp. The weathering that this person has done, obviously this being a second-hand model, is very nice. I definitely like the streaking effect of the rain. The connecting rods have been weathered superbly. Most people normally kind of avoid these just in case the coupling rods get stuck together, but this is a quite nice job, so we'll just flip it over because it is the same on the other side. Like I said, this is bits broke off, but it was nice that they even included that back bit that I had to take off, just for that extra detailing. As it's been renumbered, I think it's been done quite well, even though it is at a slight slant, but you only notice that if you're looking really closely, which we are doing. So I'm going to focus there because you might just be able to see that little square or rectangle. The inside detailing, which you can see in there, is nice. It would have been nice if it was painted because then it would have stood out more, but you don't normally get that until you buy a more expensive model. So just zoom out there. The front, I'll just see. I think that might be an etched smoke box number. Now I normally try and do as much research. Oh, well, that's a bit of a fail. Come on, focus please, because this is a bit of a fail. If you've noticed, that is where the number should be, but it says ASC, like just right underneath it, and it's kind of overlapping. So either ASC is supposed to be on the shed code board bit, or it's either supposed to be underneath and is painted over the shed code. But other than that, you do have the two electric, like the warning symbols on the footplate, which have been nicely printed on, and on the cab, or on the tanks, should I say, not the cab. And go back, and there's some on the bunker too. On the top, you do have all this lovely detailing for the whistle, I believe it would be. So it does all seem to lead up to the whistle. Now, just from a glance, obviously, as you can see, it is a very, very large loco. Very large. I believe they call that's probably why it's called a large tank. Now, just while I do that, I need to say that this one doesn't seem to move in at all. So you do have this one sprung, but this one's obviously not. There's a load of separately fitted items. So you have the handrail that just goes along the smoke box there, and a bit on the boiler, and you do have a bit on the smoke box door. The bit that will unlock the smoke box door, so it'll open. On the other side too. And you also have the speedo, which is done really nicely. It's very thin, so I can see that easily breaking off if you handle it too much. Just seeing a little bit of piping there too. If you just flip it over, the person has added the brake rodding in, but that one's come out. And you can also see that it's got pickups on the front bogie, pony, whatever they call it, or whatever you prefer to call it, should I say. You do have the back wheels. Now I've always thought of these is if you do look at it in the wheel arrangement, it's a, well, I call it a backwards Pacific. If you think a Pacific, it's a 4-6-2 arrangement. This one is a 2-6-4, so it's kind of the other way around. So, after you've looked at all the detail, you get to see what I mean by I don't always like running. It's not the best runner on my track. It's probably a great runner because on the straights it's so smooth and the linkage is superb. but going around the corner it's, well, we'll see in a minute. So if we just get the tank engine over here, there we go. Should stay on. I'll just point it more over here at the tank engine. So, as you can tell, very smooth, and the linkage looks superb. I'll just speed it up a bit so it looks. Now at this point I would run it round, so what I'm going to do is I'll just stop this and then I'll show you at a curve, and I'll put this at slow speed. So I've just moved over close to the controller. Now it was at 20 when it was at its smoothest, so I'm going to put it at 40. .40 is my normal freight speed. Now I'm not even touching the controller at that, so it is jittering around on its own accord. So I'll just move it back. It doesn't seem to like going backwards, and now you're probably saying, well, why don't you just run it in and see what happens? I ran it round at 70 because I was expecting to run it round at 60, and at 60 it still stutters. At 70 it's fine, but at 70 it's way too fast for what I want it to be. So I'll just back it up a bit more, and I'll put it on 70. Now that's 70, but under pressure, which is about 4 Pullman, old Hornby Pullman coaches, it's 70 still seems quite fast, even if it is an express. So this is at 60, going backwards. And we'll put it at 60 going forwards. And I'd rather not have my express be that fast, so I'll just put it with some coaches and you can see what it's like. So here are my Pullman coaches that you're all very familiar with. I don't have any of the coaches. I really want to get some Bachmann ones, but they're very expensive. I want to get some Bachmann Mark 1s because they're very traditional coaches, so I'll just move it back a bit more considering it's a very big tank engine. It'll take up quite a lot of space. Now as you can tell, that was very smooth on the straight, but I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 to 6 pieces. No, not 5 to 6 pieces, about, hang on. I think it's about 10 straights, which include points, pico points, Hornby points, a Hornby level crossing, and that's about it of straights. And that's not really enough to just have it going up and down and then occasionally make it go around a couple times, because I was considering just having it as a shunting engine, make it go forwards, shunting stuff onto the other line. Then I thought, well, it'd eventually have to go on a curve, whether it be to pick up something or if a train was, because I mean, if it'd go along here and it was putting, say, just one brake van or one truck, then it would take up to about here. the train and then the brake van. So I couldn't do that. I was thinking light engine, but then it'd have to be going around at 70. Well, 70 on the controller of light engine, and light engines never went at 70. They went at about 30 miles an hour maybe. I think. I'm not very good at speeds, but I can't see it being darting around at express speed just on a light engine. So if you guys have any suggestions that will make it better, and don't say tear up your track and turn it into a shunting yard or make track better, because I know that is probably one of the only solutions. I really don't want to do that, considering I have my shed where I want it. I have pretty much everything's where I want it, and all I need now is to add the tunnel that I want, which will be there on that curve. There will be a nice long tunnel leading up to the station. I have pretty much everything where I want it. All I need is little bits of extra scenery like trees and roads and car parks, that kind of thing. So if you have any suggestions that will help with this, if you have any suggestions at all that will help with the running, please let me know. If you have any suggestions of what I could run it with that would be about 70 and not just expresses, that would be really helpful. So let's just start it up. As you can see, it slows down and then starts to stutter a bit, and then I'll carry on fine. And to be honest, I think even that's a bit too fast even for an express. And I don't know whether you can tell it was stuttering there. I'll leave it there and you can have a look at the coaches as they go by. I don't really know whether you can tell or not. But anyway. If I was going to suggest this tank engine, I would very highly recommend it. I mean, the detail on it's beautiful. The linkage is really, really smooth. The speedo it doesn't wobble about or anything. I mean, it goes up and down occasionally. The actual tubing, it is probably the best tank that I've seen. And the Loco Yard, if you ever go on that website, the Loco Yard is give it 5-star rating, and I very much agree with that. That is the newer version, but the only difference between this and the newer version is the smoke box door opens, which this one doesn't. So if you have third radius or above track, I'd very highly recommend this model. And at the right price, it is great. So I am really glad that I didn't pay full price for this, considering it doesn't go around my track properly. So, like I said, any suggestions at all with running on curves, or what trains I could run it with that'd make it go that fast, please let me know in the comments. So yeah, bye guys.